Let's continue taking a look at compliance. Our reporter Nozintombi Miya is monitoring efforts to enforce national lockdown regulations. Earlier, law enforcement agencies made arrests on the M1 in Johannesburg. It's a key highway leading from the north and the south into Johannesburg. So far, about 60 motorists have been arrested for breaking lockdown rules. Only essential services workers are allowed out of their homes in an effort to contain the spread of COVID-19. That's, of course, above and beyond people who need to go and get essentials at the shop. Let's go to Nozintombi now. Very good afternoon to you, Nozintombi. What are you seeing at that roadblock in terms of compliance and arrests?
Well, thank you so much, Nzinga. The roadblocks have been moving throughout the course of this morning. And earlier we were in a Moffat Park in the south of Johannesburg. And now the roadblock has moved to one of the main arterial roads into Lisa Park. And as you'll see behind me, some of the police officers enforcing the lockdown rules in this particular roadblock, trying to ensure that the motorists that are on the road are essential services workers, such as truck drivers, delivery people, people who work in the pharmaceutical sector, or people who are working in the medical sector. And we've seen quite a large number of individuals getting arrested in this particular roadblock. We know that more than 100 people, more than 100 motorists and people have been arrested in the roadblock since this morning, since the initial roadblock that started along Xavier Road in between by Southgate, just close to Southgate, and in between Gold Reef City and Zinga. And it's been quite interesting to see the police and the South African National Defence Force, as well as Metro Police, going out of their way and making sure that they're holding people to account. People who do not have the permit to be out have either been given stern warnings or have been arrested. And we know, Nzinga, that for those people who have been arrested and detained and taken to the local police station, they will now be charged under contravening the rules of the lockdown, and that carries a fine of 1,500 or a sentence of 6 months if it is a second-time offender. Nzinga.
Nozintombi Miya giving us an update on the lockdown regulations and the law enforcement. A little bit later on, we're going to speak to Stanley Malemaja from the Center of Applied Legal Studies to get some more insight into these regulations. But let's